Hey, Redemption. Have you guys ever had that feeling where you knew, whether you were talking to a coworker or a neighbor, just somebody you met, that if you brought up the fact that you were a Christian, that it would change something or cost something in the relationship, that somehow they might think worse of you because you're a Christian. Um, that's what we're increasingly kind of seeing in our culture, is that there's a cost associated. There's a social, relational cost that can come with claiming to follow, with following Christ in the middle of the way our culture is going, because the current is pulling so far away from the Lord, so far away from Jesus, that it can start to feel like we are strangers, and in our own country, right? And so there's a story in the Old Testament, a story about a woman who's in a similar situation. It's the story of Esther. It's a story about a girl who is a Jewish girl living as an exile in Babylon, and really being in a position where she is constantly being expected to morally compromise. And you know what? She does. Like she's not a pristine character. Her and Mordecai, they're not the Bible heroes that you want all your kids to be just like. They don't do everything right. And I think if we're honest, like, we've been in this culture, we live in this time, and we haven't done everything right. And so what do we do when we feel that there are ways in which we are being compromised by the culture around us, that we're kind of giving way, because what happens is sometimes we feel like God is not there, that he feels really far away, and we feel alone in the midst of the chaos. And so this coming Sunday, we're going to be beginning a journey through the book of Esther, and talking about the hidden providence of God. That God is there. He is working his plan even when we feel alone, when we feel isolated, like strangers in a foreign land. God is present and active, and he does amazing things through regular people like us, who maybe don't have a perfect record of choosing the right path in a world gone mad. But God is there. His providence is real. His plan is working in the everyday stuff of life. And so I want to encourage you, invite you, come along and join us beginning here this coming Sunday. And then we're going to be going, we'll finish right at the beginning of June. And so it'll be a 10-week journey through the book of Esther. If you want to start to prepare yourself for this sermon series a little bit, we do have a scripture journal that we're going to be handing to everybody. You'll be able to read along as we preach, and also take notes in your scripture journal. And there's another book that I think is really helpful. It's called Faith Among the Faithless by Mike Cosper. And it's about learning from Esther about how to live in a world gone mad. I found it very insightful, very helpful to see how this story of Esther has a ton to say about the times we live in. God is present, even when it feels like he's maybe far away. And we know that through his providences. And so the book of Esther, God's name is not mentioned one time, but he is so active throughout the book that it's impossible to miss him. So let's see that for her and her story. Let's see it for us in our own story, that God is present, active, working in the midst of a world gone mad. And we will learn to look for his hidden providences over the next 10 weeks. Looking forward to learning with you, church. Bye.